Hi, welcome to What the Flick. My name is Christy. This is Matt. It's the first day of September. It is the early part of the fall movie season. And
Yes.
so everyone's gone. Everyone's at a film festival. We are not. Matt will be at Toronto next week. I just stay here. I do room mom stuff.
Right.
So,
the good movies are at the festivals. The rest of the country get movies like Morgan.
Right, which is not bad. So Matt will describe Morgan to you.
Yes. All right. Morgan is the story of a group of scientists who are working on an artificial intelligence that is manifest in a young girl who is time-wise 5 years old, but kind of has the body of a early 20-something-year-old. There's an accident. She attacks one of the scientists, and a corporate liability expert comes in, kind of a fixer comes in to assess the situation. And as you'd expect, the whole thing goes sideways. Let's watch a clip.
We're all very happy to have you here, Lee.
I imagine that's not exactly true.
Doctor, this is Lee Weathers from corporate.
I'm just looking for some information about Morgan.
Morgan was our third attempt, our little breakthrough. It's the next step in evolution. It's bioengineered with synthetic DNA. Within a month, walking and talking. Within 6 months, it exceeded our wildest expectations.
I'd like to discuss the incident if that's okay.
We were talking before we started here about how Luke Scott, son of Ridley, directed this.
Directed this, right? Ridley Scott, who brought us Blade Runner, brought us Alien, where one of the big bads in there, or one of the villains in there is the android.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess you're going into dad's business. Like,
Right.
not just directing, but directing movies about androids.
Yeah. Having said that, it is very different from his films
Right.
in a lot of ways. And it is quiet and eerie and moody, and he sets the pace really well. It's this very remote setting in, is it like upstate New York? I want to say, because the license plates are all in New York, but it could be anywhere in the middle of the woods. And Anya Taylor-Joy, who plays Morgan, this woman that they have created, was also in The Witch. And she's got this really kind of unsettling, creepy stillness to her, where she keeps you guessing a lot as to what her intentions are, what's going on. And she can be brilliant and seductive and charismatic, and yet also vulnerable and fragile, and all these things that it keeps tricking people over and over again into believing that she's good and we can trust her, but maybe not.
Right. She manages to convey a certain sense of innocence, and you see the child in Morgan, and then she can turn that off, and and you buy it, right? Because there's moments in this where you realize, oh, okay, this is not just a child. This is something very dangerous.
A smart woman and a strong woman.
Yeah. I found this to be an interesting movie. The problem is I found it relatively predictable. Like, relatively early on, you kind of, at least I thought, like, oh, okay, I know what's going on here. And there's kind of a coda in the film that I think is supposed to land a little bit of more impact. But if you see it coming, you're kind of like, well, obviously.
There's a place to end it. We say this so many times. There's a scene, there's an image, there's a place to end it, and movies don't trust us.
Yeah.
They have to explain to you what you have just seen.
Right.
It was just frustrating.
Right. The final scene is she walks back to the car.
There's a moment where she's walking back to the car where I was like, okay.
Right. And for those people complaining about spoilers, I didn't say who the she was.
There are lots of she's.
Right.
It's a big cast.
Right. Yeah. Walk back to the car. Done. Perfect.
Yes.
That would have been rad.
And then there's a scene that has to.
It's like, oh wait, no, there's no ambiguity.
Yeah.
Let's tell you exactly what happened.
I find that frustrating, and also it does get a little batshit. Like, as the body count goes up, it gets a little wacky.
Yeah. It was
compared to how it had been very restrained and kind of like.
And it does some good things. Like it does. It references something. There are moments it references things without overplaying it. Right. Like there's this. They reference some accident that happened in Helsinki that, you don't end up, a lesser director and a lesser screenwriter would have made us watch a flashback of that.
Right.
And we didn't get that, which I kind of appreciated. Let's talk about the supporting cast
It's
here.
so good.
Right?
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh playing a scientist who we see no martial arts from, which is kind of cool, right?
This is the second movie this week that we're going to talk about where Michelle Yeoh does no martial arts. She's also in the Mechanic
Oh, okay.
Resurrection.
Yeah, I mean, Michelle Yeoh, yes, we know her. A lot of people know her as this martial arts actress, but she's a legit actress as well. I mean, not that you can't be legit doing martial arts, but it's nice to see her be able to do a role that doesn't rely on that.
Right. It's a great supporting cast. Paul Giamatti in one very juicy scene.
And he's great.
Yeah.
Right? You look at it and you're like, oh, what's Giamatti doing in this? And he's only got 5 minutes, but boy, he nails it in those 5 minutes.
Yeah. Kate Mara is chilling.
Right.
She keeps you guessing as to what is going on with her. Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Rose Leslie being, kind of flaky, and that's kind of fun to see out of her. And Toby Jones.
Yeah, Toby Jones is one of the scientists
Right.
as well. It's a really good supporting cast. It's really well made, it's well acted, and it's tense, and then it just kind of falls apart. It's frustrating.
That's I think my problem is that it is predictable, and it so telegraphs what you would have otherwise just seen. Like it does that thing where, you're supposed to show us, don't tell us,
Right.
and then, oh, hey, in case you missed it, we're going to tell you everything. Like, come on, I got it.
I find that frustrating, yes.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating, but I think that Luke Scott's got a lot of potential here, and I kind of want to see more action thrillers from him, because I think that, look, this isn't a terrible movie. It's serviceable. It's just, I think, could have been a lot better.
And hard not to compare it to movies which is very, very similar, including his father's films, including
Right.
Ex Machina, where you have this manufactured AI,
Right.
and do you trust her?
Right.
So it's a very beautiful, seductive, but possibly untrustworthy
Right.
android. So, okay, what's your number then?
What did I give it?
You said 5.
A 5. Right, a 5. I'm taking a stand. It's a 5.
I'm saying 5.4. I'm right there in that basic vicinity. So our average is a 5.2. It is lower than that on the tomato meter.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
43.
43. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the first day.
Rotten Tomatoes doesn't need me. They need her.
It's early September, so it's Labor Day weekend. Do with that as you will. Thank you. Bye.